conversation between an organizer of a camping trip and a man asking for information. First, you have some time to look at questions 1 to 5. You will see that an example has been done for you. On this occasion only, the conversation relating to this will be played first. Hi, this is Roberta. Who may I ask is calling?
Hey there, Roberta. Joan Roberts gave me your number. I'm calling about the, camping trip at the lake. Big Bear, is it? Oh, my name's Colin, by the way.
Colin, yes. Joan said you'd be calling. You and your son are coming along, right?
Yes, Peter and I are really interested, but I've got some questions for you, if you don't mind. Do you have a few minutes?
The camping trip is at Big Bear Lake, so Big Bear has been written in the space. Now we shall begin. You should answer the questions as you listen, because you will not hear the recording a second time. Listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 5. Hi, this is Roberta. Who may I ask is calling?
Hey there, Roberta. Joan Roberts gave me your number. I'm calling about the, camping trip at the lake. Big Bear, is it? Oh, my name's Colin, by the way.
Colin, yes. Joan said you'd be calling. You and your son are coming along, right?
Yes, Peter and I are really interested, but I've got some questions for you, if you don't mind. Do you have a few minutes?
Of course, Colin.
For starters, what's the schedule like?
It's a short trip, a little less than 2 full days. On day 1, we'll all meet at the public library and set off at 6 a.m.
How long a drive is it to the campgrounds?
It's 1 hour exactly. So, from 7 a.m. to 2 in the afternoon, we'll get everything set up. After that, we'll have lunch and review the schedule so that everyone knows what's going on. Once that's done, we'll head off to hike the grassland trails for about 3 hours. And from about 5 p.m. until lights out, we'll do a nice dinner for everyone, share stories, and teach everyone some campfire songs.
Sounds perfect. What about the second day?
Well, it's an early start that morning. Everyone should be ready to eat breakfast by 6. 7:30 to noon, we'll float on the Whitewater River. Lunch will be served at noon and we'll break down the camp starting at 1:30 p.m. After that's finished, we'll head back to town.
Any equipment we should bring along?
There'll be life vests for everyone, but the part of Whitewater we'll be floating is quite calm this time of year. As I'm sure Joan mentioned, everyone will need to bring a full set of camping gear. I've got a list here somewhere. Okay, each person should bring a tent, sleeping bag and pillow. For footwear, a pair of good, sturdy boots for hiking is best. Those can be worn for the rest of the trip too, but I'd bring along some old shoes for the floating trip. As far as clothes go, just the normal stuff will be fine. Jeans, some t-shirts, socks, that sort of thing. Remember also to bring some stuff in case of emergencies. Everyone will need a torch with extra batteries. Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to look at questions 6 to 10. Now listen and answer questions 6 to 10.
A torch, huh? Unfortunately, ours just broke a couple of days ago. I'll run to the shop tomorrow to grab a new one.
No problem. Happens to everybody sooner or later. While you're there, you should probably buy some drinking water. 6 large bottles per person should be plenty.
Will the camping area have running water? Can't we just use that?
Yes, and it's a clean supply, but not always reliable. And you'll need to bring some along for the hike and float trip. Same goes for food. Although there'll be plenty to eat for everyone, I'd definitely recommend bringing along an emergency food supply. You won't regret it, I promise. I'd say 1 pack of whole grain snack bars. Also, please bring along a pack of matches and sharp folding knife. We'll go over basic knife safety and campfire making at some point during day 1. I forgot to mention that earlier, sorry.
It's fine. One of the main reasons Peter and I wanted to go on this trip was to learn some outdoor skills. Growing up in the city, I never learned any as a kid and think it's important to pass this kind of knowledge down to the next generation.
I couldn't agree more. It's easy to lose touch with nature, and so many people miss out on opportunities until they're simply too old to enjoy them anymore.
No time like the present, eh? Joan mentioned something about the fees. There's a deposit due pretty soon, and we should probably bring some cash with us, right?
That's right. Since we're going as a group, we get a special rate. The campsite fee's $20 and food's $50, which includes your meals and drinks. Remember, lunch and dinner are provided on the first day, and we're doing breakfast and lunch on day 2. The fees for hiking and floating are $5 and $20 respectively, so it's $95 altogether. We'll collect the fees in advance, and the first $50 is due 2 weeks before the trip. The remaining $45 will be collected before we leave from the library parking lot. Some folks have asked about refunds. Currently, there are no refunds just because we have out-of-pocket expenses for the bus rental, gas and food. If that changes, we'll let everyone know.
That is the end of section 1. You now have half a minute to check your answers.
Now turn to Section 2. Section 2. You will hear a man giving an information talk at an adult education centre. First, you have some time to look at questions 11 to 15. Now listen carefully to the information talk and answer questions 11 to 15.
Good evening everyone, and thanks for coming to this information evening at the Adult Education Centre. My name is Mike, and I'll be speaking to you for a short while before you can go and explore the various departments that we have here. The centre was founded 50 years ago by the Town Council in order to help people who had failed to get a proper education when they were children. The idea today is a little different. We can give people the chance to study what they missed at school, for whatever reason, but we can also just give them training in everyday skills, or just allow them to extend themselves. The teachers in the centre are fully qualified, and their teaching is appraised every 6 months by inspectors from the Ministry of Education. Our teachers have the latest teaching aids and accessories, from interactive whiteboards to computer labs with the most up-to-date technology. All our teachers undergo special training, and all their lessons can be found online at what we call the interactive classroom, which is accessible by all registered students. All notes, videos and worksheets can be found there, so if you miss a lesson, you can catch up on your computer at home. As well as just finding the resources, you can be in direct contact with your teacher. Naturally, he or she cannot be online all day, but every teacher has 2 online tutorial sessions of 3 hours each, when they are available to chat. They can, of course, be in demand, so they are limited to 4 students at any one time, and students can only interact with their teacher for a maximum of 10 minutes. If the teacher is free, though, students may continue to chat for longer. Naturally, we also have a normal website. This has details of all our courses, teachers, fees and timetables. All courses can be booked and paid for online, although you'll need, of course, to supply credit card or bank account details. If you don't want to book online, you'll need to come to our main centre on Langdon Street between the hours of 10 a.m. and 2 p.m, which are the hours that our administration section is open to the general public.
You now have some time to look at questions 16 to 20. Now listen to the rest of the information talk and answer questions 16 to 20.
Now, let me tell you a little about the courses that we have on offer. I'll begin with languages, as they're often very popular. We offer a variety of European languages, including French, German, Polish and Spanish. In addition, we offer Arabic, Korean, Japanese and Mandarin Chinese. These languages are offered at various stages of ability, and to find out which class you belong in, you can do our self-assessment test, available on our website for all the languages we offer. Next, I'd like to tell you about our business-related courses. Our business courses vary from short morning or afternoon sessions, where you will develop an excellent understanding of a particular topic, to courses that run for over 30 weeks, where you can achieve an industry-recognised qualification. From learning how to use essential computer software to bookkeeping or search engine optimization and website development, we have the business courses to help you achieve your goals. These courses are always the most popular, so if you're interested, make sure you make your booking fast. We only take 10 people per course, and these places go quickly. One of our most popular course areas is photography and computers for photography. Our range of courses on these subjects can help you learn to get the most out of your camera. From basic to advanced, our courses will allow you to build up your knowledge and learn new ways to use your equipment. Another favourite are our cooking courses. We offer speciality courses, but a favourite is our Introduction to Cooking. This course is ideal for those new to cooking, or for anyone wishing to create achievable and inspiring dishes. Learn a variety of essential cooking techniques to help you create simple, everyday dishes, or some more elaborate things to impress your guests. You will also learn to make the best use of store-cupboard ingredients, and how to take delicious shortcuts to make cooking quick and enjoyable every day. I'll finish with telling you about our creative writing course. It looks at practical ways to get started, whilst promoting greater writing confidence. The focus of this course is placed on practical exercises, supported by discussion and examples, and builds upon the strengths of each writer. It will give you an insight into the creative process and encourage you to achieve your writing goals. Our creative writing course provides an opportunity for all aspiring writers to develop the skills for writing fiction. We have lots more courses, and I urge you to check our website, as we don't have enough time to introduce everything that we have on offer.
That is the end of section 2. You will now have half a minute to check your answers.
Now turn to Section 3. Section 3. You will hear a talk. First, you have some time to look at questions 21 to 30. Now listen carefully and answer questions 21 to 30.
So you have all told me that you have been having difficulties with taking part in seminar discussions. I've invited you here to see if we can come up with some suggestions and solutions. Sometimes talking about these things can be helpful. Mika, you said that you think speaking and listening abilities are related.
Yes, it was really difficult because basically I wasn't good at listening during discussions. You know, you need to understand what is going on, so if you miss some things that people say, it's very difficult to catch up with the topic. Also, when the tutor asked me a question, sometimes I couldn't understand the question and I was answering by making a guess about what he was asking. Usually, the result was that he said something like, "I think you didn't understand my question," which was quite embarrassing for me.
Martina, Have you personally had many difficulties taking part in discussions?
Oh yes, definitely. Especially in the very beginning of the course. In terms of speaking, I think I feel that the students, when they talk in class, there is no end to the conversation. They sometimes talk continuously regardless of whether you raise a hand. However, they will usually stop and let you speak if you just interrupt someone. At the beginning, I think I was trying to adapt to this kind of environment or classroom chemistry. It was also difficult because of my language ability. At the beginning, students, especially native speaker students, well, their English is... Well, I don't need to comment about their English, but the speed and the fluency of their English made interruption, very difficult for students like me, like us, non-native speakers. One thing I learnt to try and do is to think and try to anticipate where the discussion might go, so that when, for example, they talk about something, like when they talk about, for example, how children think, I can get some ideas in my mind and then I can join in. Before, by the time I had collected all my thoughts and was ready to join in, the discussion had moved on. So basically, I think it requires you to think quickly and think ahead if you want to join in.
Mikhail, have you done anything to try and improve and to participate in such discussions? I think I have. For example, now I have more discussions with my classmates outside the classroom and talk about them with some of the questions raised in the seminars. If you ask tutors about your concerns, they listen to you very carefully and they pay attention to the issue in future seminars. They also try to, how do you say it in English, catch your eye and see if you are ready to make a comment. If you are, they interrupt the native speakers and, what's the other idiom, give you the floor. That's it. Tutors are very good at accommodating all the people in the room, but you have to let them know you want to speak. Eye contact and body language can be useful. Martina, with regards to speaking in discussions, what advice would you give to another student coming to study in England?
Be polite when you discuss something or argue something. Don't be aggressive. Just be polite and argue in a polite way. And if you say something wrong, just admit it. English students don't mind if you make a mistake, and you should admit it and then continue the argument or discussion. If I have a really good idea or previous knowledge about the subject under discussion, my view is respected. But if I don't have anything to say about the topic, that's not good. So I advise the students from overseas to be prepared and to be polite. It's a good chance for you to talk and share. Take it.
Mika, what advice would you give to international students about how to prepare for discussion activities?
If you want to improve your English abilities, it takes some time. You must be realistic. You cannot make a quick improvement easily. But what you can do immediately is to have enough knowledge on that subject. If you have enough knowledge, for example, if you know technical terms, there is a much higher probability that you will understand the content of the seminar. You can also help yourself by using your English outside seminars. If you make some friends from your seminar groups, you will also find that they like to discuss topics with you in the seminars. So that's the advice I would give. I agree with Martina about being prepared before the discussion. I find that English students are very interested in how things are done or tackled in other countries. However, they can be impatient if you take too long to express yourself.
Well, thank you very much. I hope that's given you a few ideas. Now, there is something else I can suggest.
That is the end of section 3. You now have half a minute to check your answers.
Now turn to section 4. Section 4. You will hear a talk given by a university lecturer about the structure of the university. Now listen and answer questions.
Good morning and welcome to the University of Westlands. My name is Marcia Mayhew and I'm the coordinator of the Bachelor of Social Science degree. This morning I'd like to tell you about the structure of the university and about some of the requirements of the degree that you're about to enter. The Bachelor of Social Science is in one faculty within the university. That is the faculty where I work, known as Arts and Social Sciences. Here on this campus we also have the faculties of Architecture, Law and Science and Technology, among others. It's important to know something about the structure of the faculty because as you go through your course you may need to call on members of the staff to help you. At the top of the faculty, we have a dean, and below the dean, we have 3 divisions. Each division has a divisional head, and your degree is located in the Division of Social Sciences. Within each of the divisions, there are the departments, and each of these offers the different degrees. For instance, 2 of the departments which offer the major subjects for your award are Sociology and Psychology. Each has a departmental head, but for practical purposes, the people you are going to see the most of are myself as coordinator of the Social Sciences degree and the actual lecturers who are teaching the subjects that you are taking. For instance, in the first semester, you'll be doing 4 subjects: psychology, sociology, history and economics. If you have any problems or difficulties, not that I'm anticipating you will, but you never know, then you should go and see your lecturers. For instance, you may find that you can't meet a deadline for an essay, or perhaps you're having problems with attendance. These seem to be the 2 most common problems that students face. If your lecturers are unavailable, you can always come and see me in my office. I'm available on Wednesday and Thursday mornings and on Friday afternoons. Outside these hours, perhaps you could ring the secretary and make an appointment. Now, you'll note that all of the subjects which you undertake in the first year are composed of lectures and tutorials. A lecture is about an hour long and a tutorial usually runs for about 2 hours. A lecture is rather like what I'm doing now, where one person will talk to all of you together on a subject. Now, we do ask you to try to attend the lectures. A tutorial is perhaps where most of the learning occurs at a university. You will be divided into groups of between 12 and 15 students, and each week one of you will have to present a piece of work to the group as a whole, and then the group will discuss what you've said. It's this discussion, this exchange of ideas, which really constitutes the basis of university learning, in my view. Listening to lectures in many ways is just giving you information that you could access for yourself in the library. But the discussion at the tutorial is very important. This doesn't mean that you shouldn't go to the lectures, though. Other factors to be particularly concerned about are the structure of essays and delivery of written material. And in particular, I would like to mention the question of plagiarism. Plagiarism is taking other people's work without acknowledging it. That is, without saying where it comes from. Now, of course, all essays are based on research done by other people, but you must remember to attribute the work to the original writer. And while it's a good idea to work with other people, don't hand in work which is exactly the same as your friend's work, because we will notice. If you don't acknowledge the source of your information, then you run the risk of failing the subject, or in very serious cases, you might be denied entry to the university. Last but not least, stay in touch with us. If things are getting you down, don't go and hide. Come and talk to us about it. That's what we're here for. Right. Thank you very much for coming along today.
That is the end of section 4. You now have half a minute to check your answers. That is the end of the listening test.
Hello again, thanks for watching. I hope this video helped you for your IELTS preparation. If you not subscribed yet, I encourage you to do so and press the bell icon to get latest uploaded into your inbox. We will bring you many more useful videos and tips for IELTS preparation, directly from the community of ESOL teachers and retired IELTS examiners. I wish you good luck for your IELTS exam.